What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 19 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Kroq-Gar campaign. So as we saw last time, suddenly the Black Pyramid of Nagash was ours. The Sentinels decided to attack Kanoskyr, who was sieging it, and though it was a hard-fought battle, we did manage to pull it off, which is a fairly nice addition. It is a tier 4 settlement that we got, and we can build the Vault of Nagash as soon as we can afford it. Very, very nice. Pretty happy about the acquisition, and it will allow us to essentially use a base for our push this way once we're done with Khemri and whoever else we need to destroy up here. Speaking of, I think we're going to ignore Zandri for now, mostly because the Gorgazan will probably just get attacked by these guys, which means we'll have to go back here anyway, and we're a little bit busy both down here and possibly down here, and yeah. And we can always send Tic-Tac-Toe back around. Actually, speaking of Tic-Tac-Toe, there was a question last episode about whether Tic-Tac-Toe has a level 50 skill, and I don't believe he does. Where Kroqi does, Tic-Tac does not. I don't know what this has to do with you starting as the Lord, or whether it's just generally like that, but yeah, and doesn't look like it. He does have his Sphere of Tepok, but that's not a level 50 because we have it right now. Anyway, that's Tic-Tac, and Tic-Tac, we're gonna move you. So we're gonna put you into March stance, we're gonna... Oh, you can't cross the water? Damn. A shame. Damn, that used all of your movement points and you still can't cross it, eh? Okay. Oh well. Hopefully you'll be able to do it next turn. We'll see. Because it wasted his movement points. Does that mean he actually moved or did nothing happen? And just because he didn't have enough? Oh, once again, we'll see. We'll ignore Zandri for now, and wait, I wonder if they can reach us here. No, they can't. The river is way too difficult to cross, so, and good luck to them. Now, I guess since we can't do that, Kanoskyr, you should probably destroy King Kabash here. He does have a pile of sepulchral stalkers, which might be fun to kill. Let's get to you then. Well, I guess we're gonna keep moving through Proud Warrior. It's not a crazy buff, but it might still be worth our time. I was thinking that we should go to Geomantic Sustenance as fast as possible as well, and this will give us a little bit more source armor. You know what, I think we're okay right now. Let's go for Geomantic Sustenance instead. Yeah, we need to buff the source, but we'll buff them very quickly later on anyway, and more money is more money. So, with that, I believe you're ready to attack. Hit Kabash here. He's going to back up, but we're going to give chase. We're going to trespass through this disgusting faction's territory. Alright, go, go, go. Like so. Lovely. Now, let's see what we're facing off against. Is this worthy of a cinematic battle? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Oh, look, he's built the Kroq-Gar Legion out of Casabar. I wonder how much more effective they are than the regular skeleton archers. We can't compare because they ain't here yet. I said not yet, but they're not here right now. But anyway, I think this is probably worth fighting cinematic. There's a lot of sepulchral stalkers which might be fun to destroy. If this was as easy a battle as it was for Tic-Tac-Toe last episode with him flying overhead and just destroying everything, and then I wouldn't bother, but these might be fun, especially since we have a bunch of large units. Here we go. Alrighty, here we go again with Kanoskyr. It's kind of interesting that we're getting very specialized armies for him to fight. First, he faced off against the army with all of those Ushabti with great bow. Now he's facing off against all those sepulchral stalkers. He's also getting the prettiest maps with this lovely lighting, and thus we can see everything that we're doing. Anyway, it's Snake O'Clock up in here. We'll see how the snakes fare against the lizards. Oh, it looks like a... a magic missile knocked Kanoskyr down, and that was quite rude, but fortunately we're hitting back. A first beam of Chotek, I believe these things are called. Hit the enemy mage, and then one more should be able to take it out. Actually, just out of curiosity. Does it have an actual name? Yes, it is Beam of Chotek. Good. Alright. And if you can get one more shot off on this mage, he will not be able to cast another thing. Of course, our grudge throwers are also Nice shot, and the enemy mage is sniped, and it looks like he will be wielding light no more. That's the purview of Xhotl. Here come the Sepulchral Stalkers, however, gonna get their shotgun blasts both into our basties here, as well as into our piles of source, although of course it is a lot more dangerous to the infantry than it probably is to the bastie, especially with the heals here. We are also going to charge Kroq-Gar forward, though he does not yet have a mount, and wait, he should be high enough level for a mount, shouldn't he? Level 15, yeah, okay, I gotta put him back on the mount. He was on foot for reasons before, and now he really needs it again. That's my bad. It's okay, he'll have his Carnosaur soon as well. Anyway, the enemy Sepulchral Stalkers are firing, but it looks like not for long. Ooh, I like the shots from the Kroq-Gar Legion. They're red-colored. Very nice. Anyway, we're just going to move through as many of the enemy as possible and charge directly at the Sepulchral Stalkers, just like we charged directly at the Ushabti with Great Bow to prevent these guys from firing, which already seems fairly effective. Our Stegodons are also going to debuff them and remove their armor via sundering, and we're also going to chase down the Khemrian War Sphinx / Tomb King as best we can, with all of our dinos, and Kroq-Gar should be moving in somewhere as well. Alright, these two versus a single War Sphinx, which is sundered now. There's Kroq-Gar leading the dinos. And the War Sphinx should be just about done and is in fact melting away. Alright, the screen is just shaking due to all the giant units fighting, and down goes the War Sphinx, and let's see what's left of its army. Not much by the looks of it. The Sepulchral Stalkers are already having a very, very bad day and are being absolutely crushed in melee by the Saurus. A little bit faster than I would have expected, but, you know, can hardly complain about that. Alright, there you go. Stegs taking them out. Obviously, our Amexon Barb also firing into them and should be pretty effective at knocking these things out. And the battle is just about ours. The enemy will crumble away. Our Grudge Throwers have taken care of the enemy. What are you doing? The Grudge Throwers have taken care of the enemy range, and just like that, this army falls. Looks like a little bit on the too easy side, in the sense that we were... we didn't really need to fight the cinematic because I didn't expect it to be so short, but hey, I enjoyed watching the Sepulchral Stalkers fight for a little bit, and that Khemrian War Sphinx, since we haven't really encountered a lot of those so far. Arcan is on Chariot, and Cetra will be on his Chariot most likely as well, so we may see fairly few of them, and may as well enjoy their animations before they're gone for good. Alright, no problems there. I actually thought that the Sepulchral Stalkers did a lot worse than I originally thought that they would do. Ushabti with Great Bow did the most damage, but that's hardly surprising and fully expected. We can take 1,500 money, a little bit of healing, considered we're in... Well, actually, we're going to return to our own territory shortly, so it probably won't matter. I think the money. We need money for a lot of things right now. I mean, I guess you always need money for a lot of things, but in this situation. Now, switch into March Stance, put you back into the Black Pyramid, and then we'll march up to Khemri and challenge, or threaten at least, Numas afterwards. Alrighty, next up. Oh, we have a decent amount of alignments, but actually not a lot of places to spend them. You guys can continue sieging for a little while, I think at least one turn. Honestly, if we did this, we could probably defeat this without too much trouble if we were to take the walls. Though once again, it's the Ushabti with Great Bow that would be the threats. But once we have the towers, I don't really see any problems here, especially once we charge into the enemy settlement. And they just don't have the requisite number of melee units, and we could always use our Chameleon Stalkers and Skinks to go over the walls in a place where they're not defended and then hit the enemy in the back. I'm just semi-convincing myself to attack right now, but no, we can wait a turn. It's not going to make that much of a difference. Alright, enemy killed in battle, that's just fine. Kroq is good, Chameleon and Co are good as well. And that's everybody. Alright, so, first of all, technology. We are going to... I was originally going to go for the sequence of the Artisan to increase our income, but I think in Ooh, wait, we already have sequence of logistics, but I think right now what we want is sequence of training. Yeah, we want sequence of geomantic healing, but it's going to take quite some time to get this, and +2 capacity for all heroes is too useful to pass up. We have no mages, and we really need some mages in basically every army. Really, only our legendary lords have mages right now, and we need other ones to have them as well. Alright, now... let's see if there's any Diplo that we can do. I believe we checked it last time, but just to refresh ourselves. You know what? I wasn't going to do the trade agreement with these guys, but it's probably going to be such a long time until we come down here and actually attack them and take their stuff that we can probably just... do the trade agreement. It's gonna be a little bit of extra money per turn. I mean, I don't see any reason not to. We can cancel the agreement later. Let's do that. Not gonna bother with the non-aggression pact or anything along those lines, though. Alrighty, Cult of Sigmar is good. Wardens of the Living Pool, Defensive Alliance, no thank you. Peace with Khemri, that's definitely a no thank you. And we're at 8.288k. Which is also not bad. I also had another thought that maybe Isoko Rismate should start generating an army. Granted, it's going to take a while and it'll be full of skinks if we're here, but I kind of don't like that he's just standing here. Either he should be viable enough to fight, or he should go and join Kroq and then transfer the units needed, or he should, well, not exist. And at least that way he could gather some XP. Not really a lot for him to do here, though few skinks might make him viable enough to kill Skaven armies or possibly work armies. At least the weak versions of them. The question really then is, do we want to pay, what, like 2100 gold for some skink cohorts and take 2 turns to generate them? Though granted, they probably wouldn't be much quicker to generate anywhere else out here. We have no military hubs to the north as yet, mostly because these are yellow territories and there's no reason to bother with a military hub up there. Talakwa and the Golden Pass are our current quote-unquote hubs, though this one is not really one. And just has some few buildings coincidentally. I'm just thinking, if we don't spend the money, how much was this, the Rite of Awakening? 1,300, or 13,000 rather. 1,300, I wish. You guys have been clamoring for the Slan in the comments a lot, and while I feel like it is a lot of money, I'll try to make it happen. Alright, fine, you know what, we're gonna save the money. Let's see if we can't get that Awakening next turn. Alright, and the rest of this is good. We're going to trade off the Gates of Zar next turn. Hopefully we can get some money from Imrik for that, at least, to fund the slanning. Outpost upgrade available, we can ignore for now. Building upgrade available, same for you. Unless there's a direct money upgrade. Let's just double check. Not here, and not here. Okay, that's fine then. Why are we not collecting money in Khemri? It's not a lot, but... you know, it's so little that we shouldn't bother with it. Honestly, I wouldn't even be bothering with several of these places either, but we're going to trade them away anyway, so who cares. Alright, let's end the turn. Can we get attacked anywhere? I suppose maybe by tic-tac-toe, though I find it somewhat unlikely. We shall find out in a second. Settlement besieged Casabar, that is us besieging, but thank you for informing us, game. I always found it weird that this is a world event that the game notifies you. Is it just assuming that you're going to forget that you're sieging something? No peace. Only war. Total war, I might say. Alright, tic-tac. No, it looks like they're not attacking Wurzag. Okay, well... Okay, well now we definitely have to send tic-tac-toe this way. He's probably gonna have to deal with Wurzag and... Oh, damn. And... Well, then we really have to actually get an army for Isoko, then. He's probably gonna have to defend somewhere here at Karakazgal, and there are more Skaven up here as well. Alright, you know what? Yeah, call your allies to help, obviously. And this is actually going to create something of a problem for Karazakarak as well. But we can deal with it. And these guys just got another army operational as well, but they're not very threatening to us right now. Rite of Awakening performed. Itza, swell for Itza. Great Incantation of Ksar performed for the followers. Hello, what do we have here? Army ability, Feral... Oh, wow, it allows us to summon Feral Cold Ones with 3 uses. Oh, that's nice. That's real nice. Win 6 battles, I think we can manage. Alrighty, Tic-Tac. You can march this way, and I feel like we can pop you into March Stance. I just don't feel like the enemy armies here are going to be all that threatening. So go to march stance and start moving towards Cetra. He can attack with all his armies and he'll still fail. Alright, and then we will return to Xandria afterwards. We may even just trade Gorgazan away before it can get attacked, just because it'll be worth money. Alrighty, now, what do we have up here? First of all, Shrift to the Blade is not quick, so we can freely tell Thorak, Morgulum Backstabber, right? Go and attack Shrift to the Blade. Maybe, he'll probably attack Morgulum either way, but it's not like Isoko Rismate can do it. Oh, we got an upgraded Karakazgal, but we're gonna see about spending that money in a second. First thing, Kroki, you're gonna march stance as close to Mount Silver Spear on the road as you can go, let's say there, and we'll see if we can't attack it next turn. Then, we are going to trade away the Gates of Zar to the Sentinels, or the Sentinels, to the Knights of Kaldor. We just killed the Sentinels. Gates of Zar. 21, not bad. They're willing to give us 2.7k, they're also willing to give us a trade agreement, a non-aggression pact, and 2.4k this way. It might be beneficial to have them join more wars, but we do want the money as well. That's fine. We're gonna trade them other settlements anyway, and we can get more money and more agreements and whatnot, and war joins from them that way. There we go. Alrighty, now Imric's pretty friendly. We can get some dragons at some point. We have to have all lizard varieties, don't we? Now, we do have enough for the Rite of Awakening. And I'm aware that there is a technology that reduces its cost here, the Sequence of Oldest Rites, but honestly 10% of base value, really probably not that much. It's not a significant enough reduction for us to care about it, I think. Also, Isoko Rismate 2 head out to Tic Tac, and as somebody pointed out in the comments, these guys do have stock as part of their tree up here in natural camouflage, so that means we can indeed use this guy to both buff our units via Skyrider, as well as to be the single stalking unit. And oh, I just realized we probably didn't need the Pterodon Rider then, because it's going to get replaced. Also, Coatl, they can't be upgraded despite being single units. Huh, that's disappointing. I was hoping to spend some alignments on them. Well, oh well. You are going to march stance. Did that not change your movement? Well, you're going to march stance, you're going to go to Casabar, though whether that actually needs your help remains to be seen. We also do have to keep an eye out on our shores here, and we also have to keep in mind that there's a Skull Reef down here that we should probably send somebody to, but it ain't going to be you. Probably somebody else. Oh, hello. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, never mind. Not oh, no. I thought Kairos was identified just as we got into a war with the Bloody Hands. That would have not been great. Alright, you're going to keep moving down here, find us an Oxyotl, and then you are going to move up here and find us a Hexoatl. There we go. Nice. Alright, everybody else is looking good. What is the siege here? What's it like? What are we looking at here? Pyrrhic victory with medium casualties. Huh. We could keep sieging, and we could attack. I'm pretty tempted to attack right now. Also, where are the other skink chiefs? You're getting closer and closer. Maybe we can meet them at Qatar. I'd kind of prefer not to spend another turn sieging, though if we do, we very well could. Also, Kanoskir, before I forget, you are moving to, I guess, Khemri, sort of. You know what? We're going to put you into regular stance, and if we put you into ambush, how far can you travel? Nah, not far enough. Alright, so just go outside of Khemri and go for Numas afterwards. I doubt these guys are going to fight, frankly. And they have Bright Shields and Kroq-Gar Legion. Cute. It's not gonna be enough. I guess unless Cetra comes in to help out. He also has barely any aerial defenses. Oh, Tic Tac. You are a very good pickup, weren't you? Alrighty, Diplo. Let's see about Confederation. 1.5 on Itza. Ooh. Maybe next turn we'll get Itza to join Angorok on the field. Wouldn't that just be lovely? What else do we have here? Nothing interesting. We could go non-aggression with the Southern Sentinels if we wanted to, but honestly they're not willing to offer us enough money for that to be worth our time. I guess we're going to do the siege then. Isoko, that's not who I wanted right now. You know what? Screw it. Slan time. Alright, well, everybody said do a Slan Mage Priest of Fire for the Fire Army, and we do now either have the capability of building fire units or soon will, so I think we'll start with Fire. Life is probably the best one, but I promised a Fire Army, and so Fire there shall be. Alright, now. That was anticlimactic. Slan Mage Priest 2nd generation. So what do we have here? Physical resistance, construction time, growth for all provinces, campaign movement range, lots of nice little buffs, but 713 gold upkeep, which is pretty darn intense. He will be transferred some of our fire units from these guys, and we're also going to give him a decent amount of Fire Leech Bolas and the Umbral Tide, a regiment of renown of salamanders, and I guess we'll probably build a salamander building here as well so that we can build those out. We wanted Razor Dawns for Kazanos as well, and since this is a tier 4 territory, we can build Ancient Sallies as well. Alright. Everything's coming up, Millhouse. Alrighty, now let's do the siege, shall we? Let's do the levels, I guess, or level everybody up, and then we'll do the battle. Now, you. Geomantic Sustenance, we're gonna need it. Everybody's gonna need to sustain. And you, ooh, hello, you have Huan Chi's Blessing available now, which means it's time to buff up our skinks. Not by a lot, but once we get 3 or 4 skink chiefs, that'll be a considerable buff to both melee and missile resistance. And a few other things like leadership, but we don't care about that nearly as much. Beautiful. I also didn't check whether you had anything good up here, but, you know, we'll check later. Kowal. No, actually not Kowal, but your little friend here. You know what, we'll probably just wait for Huan Chi's Blessing. I don't think we care enough about buffing these guys up as fighters themselves, at least not until they're on dinos, and it probably has to, we probably have to prioritize doing damage that way. Ooh, also, before we fight, I also forgot, do we have access to Iron Drakes, Fire Drakes? Damn it, who can check that right now? Wait, don't tell me nobody can check this. Nobody can check, wait, you can. We have Brimstone Guns. And we don't have flame cannons, but I don't think we need flame cannons in the fire army, as odd as that sounds, because ancient salamanders can serve, well, they serve basically an identical purpose to flame cannons, but can also fight in melee. So we do have Iron Drakes from Karazakrak, but they're at 51 allegiance, which is quite a bit. Where are the Brimstone Guns at? Huh, 36. Does anybody know what determines the allegiance cost? They both have a tier 1... Oh, actually, no, you have a tier 2 outpost, don't you? Also, 4 Iron Drakes with flamethrowers, or 2 Iron Drakes and 2 Brimstone Guns. And the thing about Brimstone Guns is they're decent and... The only reason I'm not sure is that we have access to Fire Leech Bolas, but we don't have access to straight-up flamethrower units like the Iron Drakes. Well, I'm gonna let you guys decide. 4 Iron Drakes with flamethrowers, or 2 and 2 Brimstone Guns, regardless of the fact that we already have the Fire Leech Bolas and are still going to use them. Personally, I'm inclined to use the Iron Drakes as the main line, but we shall see. Anyway, Chameleon. Time to strike. No, you are in the wrong stance. You are going to switch to Battle March. Now it's time to strike. And we got 4 towers, yes? Yes, away we go.
Take not how.
Alrighty, here we go. Chameleon and his skinks are going to do a siege. I feel like this is the first proper siege that Chameleon is getting, isn't it? He's usually been doing field battles, which does make sense as that's where his skinks shine, but this time around, we're gonna have to try a bit of a harder target. That said, I do have confidence in his skinks' ability. They've proven themselves time and again, and do also have both a ram and siege towers available to them, so they should do fairly decently. Also, I didn't know this, but Tomb Swarm actually not only doesn't damage the towers, ignoring them, and actually damages the units that are inside the towers. A good use by the AI on the units, but kind of interesting. I wouldn't have even thought to do that myself if the roles were reversed, because why would I think that the Tomb Swarm damages the units inside? So what would happen if you cast a Vortex on a pile of towers? Would the Vortex damage, like, well, I don't know, a Pit of Shades or anything else really? Would it just damage the units inside and not hurt the towers? I gotta try this out at some point. Because I think Tomb Swarm is a Vortex, but I could be wrong. Anyway, the towers are going to continue moving forward, but our flyers have arrived. They're going to work on the enemy ranged units, the single unit of skeleton archers here, and are going to go after this catapult unit, though they will suffer damage fairly quickly due to the two units of Ushabti with Great Bow, which I am sure will target them. That said, I really like this map and the advantage that it offers to aerial units, because you can travel down here where your units are down with the camera like this, completely unable to be harmed by enemy range fire, and then simply go over the wall like we did here, and then drop down upon the enemy and attack. I love it. It would be nice to get this map for a battle with Tic-Tac-Toe as well, where we have a little bit more in the way of range units. Anyway, the Ushabti with Great Bow are now firing upon our flyers, which means that they've already dropped by about 25% HP, though the skeleton archers are done for as well. We are also climbing the walls over on this side. We've Vanguard deployed, or just generally deployed, our Chameleon Skinks and Stalkers on here, so there's 8, I think, units that are all going to climb these walls and are going to head into the city with the hopes of attacking the Ushabti with Great Bow from the side and preventing them from firing. Otherwise, the ram is hitting the wall and it's already down. We'll be moving into the city at the same time as the Red Crests are on top of the battlements. Here come the towers. Now, the textures on these towers look really wonky, don't they? Why are they so... Are the textures on Lizardmen towers always like this? Weird. It feels like they're super low def or something for some reason. I remember looking at other factions. I don't know. Wait, this one's fine. Maybe it's just up here. Huh. Odd. Like from this angle, it looks quite odd, but here it looks fine-ish. Well, anyway, not super important. This is what's important. Here come the Red Crests, so they're having a little bit of a time getting off the tower, getting disgorged. There we are, finally there. Lots of Tomb Guard blocking us and hoping to prevent us from moving down off the battlements, but we do have armor piercing and these guys will get surrounded fairly quickly. We're also climbing the walls and have arrived here, and our Chameleon Skinks at least will be firing down into the enemy. That said, unfortunately our flyers are starting to take damage. One was at half HP and the other is backing off because it's got a sliver of HP, though only 4 units lost so far. I'm gonna drop the bombs before we fly away, but we're not willing to sacrifice our flyers just to get a little bit more damage. Chameleon is moving into the city as well, and he will be followed shortly by the Ark of Sotek, as well as any Red Crests that are in here, and he's going to directly charge the Ushabti with Great Bow. Yes, he's going to get surrounded, but the point is to distract the enemy unit so that it can no longer fire, and with the Ark of Sotek supporting him and debuffing everybody nearby, it really shouldn't be much of a problem. Alrighty. And here come the cohort of Sotek as well to help us out. I'm sure they'll be dishing out plenty of damage themselves, and with the Ark of Sotek supporting as well. We also have our reinforcements arriving on the field, so Kowal is about to be here, and with his anti-large buff, we're going to send his ability, I forgot what it's called, Monstrous Strength. We're going to send him to hunt down the Tomb Scorpions. There are 2 Tomb Scorpions on the field, and frankly, our Chameleon Skinks and our Red Crest are not going to be very adept at taking those guys out. Our Chameleon Skinks have also moved off the walls now and are fighting some Nehekara horsemen down here. And the Nehekara horsemen are fragile enough so that the Chameleon Stalkers shouldn't be worried about them. though of course it is another unit that is blocking us and preventing us from going after the Ushabti with Great Bow. It looks like the Tomb Guard are pretty much done up here, at the very least surrounded and getting mobbed by the Red Crests. I think there's a Tomb Prince fighting somewhere in here as well. Ooh, nice shot from the towers. Yeah, there's a Tomb Prince fighting in here as well, but once the Tomb Guard are done, we'll probably get off the walls. And there we go, Koal has found himself one of the Tomb Scorpions, and the two will be getting a nice little duel going. The Red Crest's also probably adding some damage, but I'm sure most of it is coming from Koal, and he's more than halved the HP of Tomb Scorpion 1. Tomb Scorpion 2 is still fighting, but we're gonna have to ignore it in favor of this one for now. Spin to win versus, well, I guess the Tomb Scorpion kind of does some spin to win sort of thing as well. More like a death roll, but a Scorpion death roll as opposed to a Kroq-Gar death roll. Oh, and he knocks Koal down. That almost looked like a death animation, but Koal's actually completely fine. And the Scorpion not so much. Koal hasn't even really taken any damage. And he's obviously going to heal up because he has perfect spawn. Alrighty, down goes Scorpion 1. And then we're going to switch to Scorpion 2 immediately. The Scorpions are being quite annoying and blocking any Red Crests that are moving into the settlement inn, though this one at the very least is taking damage from our chameleon skinks, which have climbed up the ladders. We're also going to try to get our Basti with Ark of Sotek, now no longer needed here because these units are pretty much done, to charge these enemy Ushabti with Great Bow, which have been firing this entire time and have done some pretty nice damage. We also have the Tomb Guard here, but the ones on top of the wall have been pretty much destroyed, though at the cost of some of our blessed chameleon skinks, but they'll get surrounded and destroyed by these stalkers as well. Alrighty, Koal back on Scorpion number 2. Get a few more hits in there, though it is hard to chase these things down if it actually tries to get away from you because of those burrow animations and jumping animations that they do. There we go, some nice hits, and let's see, the enemy Tomb King's at about half HP, and Chameleon, as soon as he's done with those Ushabti, will be killing the enemy Lord, together with his Red Crest. Our Ark of Sotek, together with another unit of Red Crest, has also found the other unit of Ushabti, which will be done for, and just like the enemy Tomb King. And I really like the color scheme of the red Crests, the cohort of Sotek. They look fantastic. Too bad we can't get more units colored like that. It would be nice if Tehenowin's Red Crests were all in this color scheme. Though the blue ones look pretty adorable as well. But I just think skinks are adorable in general. Alrighty, well, here we go. Very few enemies remaining now, and in fact, the rest of them are going to start melting away. And though they did summon a unit of Ushabti, we should be able to bring them down, though we could just ignore them and run away from them, I suppose, as well. There's another Ark of Sotek activation. I wonder how much... damn, I was going to check the debuffs on the Ushabti with Great Bow. I guess there is one more Ushabti with Great Bow here, which we've essentially just tied up with our Skink Chief. Granted, the Skink Chief isn't going to do too much damage, but frankly, we're not super worried about him taking damage to Ushabti Great Bow and melee as well. One regret I have with this battle, though, is something I didn't know. The Blessed Chameleon Skinks, when they're up here, they can actually reach the units here. It kind of surprised me. So if we had gotten an entire unit up here, they could have been firing on these Ushabti with Great Bow the entire time. But oh well. Not a big deal. I did allow these guys to do probably quite a bit of damage, though, as they were relatively unharmed. 17k, yeah, very respectable. Oh well. Well, now they're getting charged, they're getting shot in the back. The Skink Chief leads the regular Red Crests. Though I've personally gotten a lot more fond of the red-blue color scheme lately as well, especially because of the Belegar campaign. It's quite nice. That said, this campaign has been going really well so far. Arcan's campaign is so much more difficult, which I guess it does make sense with how easy the Tomb Kings have been for us here. And Belegar's campaign has also been kind of difficult. Those two factions are really surrounded by enemies from every side, and though we were kind of as well, we really pushed forward nicely, and the Confederation with Tic Tac did help us. Though now, we've got stuff to the north to take care of, so it's about to get interesting here as well. well, plus there's also Lustria. Anyway, I digress. A close victory for us, and we certainly did take damage on... well, probably across the board on most of our skink units, but that's hardly surprising when you're doing a siege with skinks and fighting on top of the walls. They're pretty fragile after all. That said, we did manage to destroy everything without using a single unit, and Chameleon gets another win under his belt. Oh wow, we got an Armor of Destiny out of that? Very, very nice. Well done to Chameleon, and well done to Chameleon in general, but I think we gotta give the MVP to that battle to Kowal. Yes, he did 7337 damage, which certainly isn't to the degree of the Basti or the, well, obviously the Fireleech Bolas, but he was not fighting for the entire battle like the rest of them were, and he was so critical in hunting down both of the enemy Tomb Scorpions and killing them, because otherwise our units were having a very difficult time catching those. Lovely battle though. I really enjoy the siege with skinks especially because, well, they're obviously very fragile compared to other stuff that we have. We are going to occupy rather than loot the place. Like so. Nice Armor of Destiny. And just out of curiosity, what does Kroq-Gar have? Carnosaur for Chameleon, a nice reward for him as well, and very well earned, I should say. I've grown very fond of the guy, and now, I wonder, are you going to lose Crookback Mountain? I guess we could always take it back and trade it to you. You have this, exceptional protection and, oh, physical resistance for the entire army, but we could always give this to, okay, wait. Does anybody else have this issue? It's so annoying. I don't know what to call those. The flickering. Well, either way, this item gives us a... oh, I wonder if it will also flicker here. What was this called? This was called the Wounded Heart. No, it also flickers here, huh? In specific items, I guess. Well, it does give 15% ward save, but only when hit points are less than 50%. The Armor of Destiny seems like the better pick, which means what we could do is pop the Armor of Destiny on Kroq-Gar, like so, since he doesn't have regeneration like Chameleon and Predat do, and Kanos Kier, and we could give the Wounded Hide armor to you, or wait, you have the Glittering Scales, eh? You know what, let's briefly give it to, oh, Teto Echo has the Cloak of Chotek. Which I guess he doesn't necessarily have to have. We can give it to somebody else. You know what? Let's hold off on that and let's give it to Chameleon for now. Oh, we can try something else later. Just basically swap some of these items around. Anyway, there we go. Casabar is ours, and hey, we managed to capture the City of Bronze building as well, which reduces the recruitment cost, which frankly we don't care as much about, but the free money is always nice. We're obviously going to build the pastures here, but we will also need other stuff. Now, as for defenses... well, we'll keep the defenses at Bagar and Antok for now, but I don't think we're going to bother with them here, and I guess we'll keep the meat storage hall for now as well. We're obviously going to go for alignment of monuments for the extra research rate, and construction cost reduction. Nice. And we will, we're going to have public order problems here most likely, due to the lack of the monument of the old ones. And again, we do get control out of the skink lookout, so maybe not. At least after the provincial instability dissipates. It'll be a while before we can upgrade this to tier 4, though. Maybe we'll wait until we have meat storage halls up in both Bagar and in Antok, and then delete this in favor of the public order. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Nice little siege for you guys, and does that also mean you can get another point in geomantic sustenance? Yes. And you know what? We're just gonna go straight for renowned and feared. Yeah, there's plenty of points to play around with on the Saurus Lords, so I'm not really concerned with them missing out on red line traits or anything like that. So we might as well keep the money flowing because, well, we're going to need it, especially once we confederate more factions and get more armies on the field. By virtue of that, there's a very good chance that once again Itza is going to be up next turn. And now, what we need to do is change up Chameleon's army a little bit and move Kowal. Can Kowal take Qatar by itself? No, he cannot. These two are going to go into the Fire Army. We should probably just put all the Blessed Skink Skirmishers into Chameleon's army. He also wants another Ark of Sotek, which is another unit. You know what? We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, but we'll do so next time when these guys can move again and when they join up with this army and the Skink Chief and whatnot. For now, I'm going to call the episode here. Next time, we are looking to destroy Cetra for good. Numas will probably fall to Kanos Kier if this guy doesn't run away. Well, actually, if he runs away, it'll also fall. And then Tic-Tac-Toe is going directly for Cetra himself. So if we can take both of these, we can then take Qatar with the forces at Casabar. Cetra will be destroyed. Then we'll have to send one army, most likely northward, to fight the Bloody Hands. I think we'll keep Chameleon fighting here because he's just so good at taking out Tomb Kings, whereas we will send, I guess, Chameleon and Kanos Kier northward to fight the Bloody Hands and give all that stuff on the Badlands to our various Dwarven allies. Then we'll build up the Fire Mage as well, and then maybe send him to start fighting the Cult of Sigmar. Once again, I would have preferred to ally with them, but look, they have furs, wine, both ports as well, dyes here, and yeah, these provinces are just too valuable, and I think they have the Great Desert of Arabia as well, so they have the special building there that removes desert attrition for your faction. It's just too useful, and as I said before, they allied with the Greybeards Prospectors, so that is, well, that's the only nail in the coffin you need to be destroyed. Anyway, calling it here. Next time, more Khemri destruction and maybe Kroq-Gar Mount Silver Spear, depending on how many Skaven are there. So stay tuned for more lizards. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.